And we're a little behind time, but the topic is In Search of the Ark of the Covenant.
我哋有少少遲咗，我哋今晚嘅題目就係探索約櫃之謎。
Now, some of you know what the Ark of the Covenant is, and some of you probably do not.
可能有啲知道咩叫約櫃，可能有啲都唔知道乜嘢叫約櫃喎。
For people who do not know the Bible, the Ark of the Covenant is associated with movies.
呢一個咧，你唔識約櫃嘅話咧，一諗起約櫃，諗起電影啦。
A long time ago, there was a movie, an American movie called Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
多年前有一個電影就係美國電影，係話周圍去揾翻呢個約櫃嘅。
And it was a search for the Ark of the Covenant.
佢揾嘅咧就係呢一個裝喺有約嘅呢個櫃嗰度。
Indiana Jones was an archaeologist.
呢個人咧就描繪到佢呢個電影拍到佢係一個考古學家。
And in the movie, it showed all kinds of, the Ark had all kinds of supernatural powers.
喺呢個電影裏邊咧講到好多超自然嘅現象。
Of course, that's just Hollywood movies.
咁記住呢個荷里活電影啫。
What about the real thing?
但真正呢個約櫃係點一回事咧？
There are 6 theories as to where the Ark is located today.
係今日我哋對於呢一個約櫃喺邊度，一共有6種嘅睇法。
And for those who do not know what the Ark is, I will explain that in a few minutes.
稍為遲啲我就會話俾你聽咩叫約櫃啦。
Some people believe that Titus, General Titus and the Romans took the Ark when they sieged Jerusalem and destroyed Jerusalem in the year 70.
第一個睇法就係話，當呢個提多將軍同埋羅馬人佢哋攻打呢個耶路撒冷嗰陣時咧，就係攞走咗。
Some even believe it is somewhere in the Vatican City today.
有啲人以為仲喺梵蒂岡嗰度收埋咗啊。
Another theory is that Jeremiah hid the Ark in a cave when the Babylonians sieged the city.
而另外一個睇法就係巴比倫人去攻打呢個城嘅時候，耶利米咧就喺公元前500幾年就將佢收埋咗。
A third theory is that it was miraculously taken to heaven.
另外一個睇法就話好奇妙地神蹟地攞咗上天上啦。
And those who believe that believe it because there's a verse in the book of Revelation where John looks up to heaven and sees the ark there.
原因就係話喺啟示錄裏邊咧，就約翰提到佢話天開了，佢見到約櫃喺天上。
A fourth theory is that it was hidden under the Temple Mount in Jerusalem today.
另外一個睇法就喺呢個聖山上面嗰個聖殿嘅下邊收埋咗啦。
Those of you who have been to Jerusalem, you know what I mean by the Temple Mount.
大家如果去過耶路撒冷咧，你就睇過呢一個聖山嘅地方。
That's where Solomon's temple used to be.
呢個就過去所羅門王佢嘅聖殿所在之地。
A fifth theory is a strange one.
第5個咧就好特別嘅喎。
Some believe that it is in a small town called Axum in Ethiopia.
佢有喺呢個亞克蘇姆呢個好細嘅地方裏邊，埃塞俄比亞收
And
埋
that the
咗。
ark is being guarded by a single guard
係
there.
啊，有一個嘅守衛員咧就看住呢一個嘅約櫃。
One person who is there day and night.
佢話日夜都有人看住嘅。
And the last theory is that it was miraculously found in Jerusalem by an amateur archaeologist.
最嬲尾一個睇法就係話有一個業餘嘅考古學家喺耶路撒冷裏邊咧奇蹟定揾到喎。
That was supposedly in 1982 by Ron Wyatt.
呢個就係1982年呢一位嘅業餘考古學家發現啦。
He claimed that he found it,
佢話我揾到啦，
but he never showed it. Nobody has any evidence of it.
但係問題佢又俾唔到人睇喎，都冇證據啊。
The truth is that most of these are only theories.
大部分嚟講其實都係一啲嘅理論啫。
Only one is corroborated by history.
而有一個咧同歷史係配合嘅。
There is an intertestamental book called Second Maccabees.
咁有一本嘅聖書嚇，有一本嘅書叫做馬加比書。
Is a Jewish writing, and there are 2 verses that say that Jeremiah and his friends took the ark and hid it in a cave near Mount Nebo.
有2個章節裏邊咧就話講到呢一個嘅約櫃咧就係喺呢個尼波山裏邊係收咗喺嗰度啊。
There have been searches, but nobody has found it yet.
當然有人去揾啦，但不過揾唔到喎。
Of course, that whole area is full of caves.
你見到啦，嗰度其實好多山洞嘅。
So it may still be there.
咁可能真係仲喺裏邊。
We don't know exactly where it is.
我哋唔知道究竟喺邊度，
But we do know that there is another ark, and that is in heaven.
但我哋知道有一個嘅約櫃就喺天上喎。
And that is the original ark.
呢個就係原本嘅呢一個嘅約櫃啦。
We read about it in Revelation 11, verse 19.
喺11章啟示錄19節裏邊睇到，
Then the temple of God was opened in heaven, and the ark of his covenant was seen in his temple.
呢度就讀到當時神天上的殿開了，在他殿中出現他的約櫃。
Now, remember, this temple in this ark precede the temple of Solomon.
你記住啦，呢一個嘅約櫃同埋呢一個嘅殿呢，係比所羅門之前嗰個仲早，
And they precede the sanctuary that Moses built in the desert.
亦都係比呢一個嘅摩西喺沙漠上面起嘅聖所係更早嘅。
This is the original temple and the original ark.
呢個就係原本最初呢一個嘅約櫃。
Why is the ark so important?
但係點解呢個約櫃咁重要呢？
What was the purpose of the ark
有
in the temple?
咩作用啊？喺聖殿裏邊，
The ark looks like this.
佢原本嘅樣就咁
It
樣啦，
was a small piece of furniture
係一個小嘅一個嘅，
about this high,
差唔多咁高，
about this wide.
差唔多咁闊。
It was made of acacia wood, which is very hard, durable wood.
佢哋係用一啲特別堅硬嘅木去做嘅。
And it was it was covered with gold inside and out.
原來喺裏邊同埋出邊咧都係用金係包嘅。
It had two bars so that you could carry the ark, as you see there.
你睇到啦，係兩支嘅杆可以抬起嚟嘅。
And on top of the ark there was a cover, and on top of the cover, two angels.
喺上面你見到兩個天使喎，
Two angels made of pure gold.
係純金做嘅呢兩個天使。
The cover of the ark is called in Hebrew the Hesed.
我哋呢個希伯來話就
The
係
Hebrew word Hesed means pardon, mercy.
呢一個原文咧就係話代表係施恩，係赦免。
That is significant. Let's not forget that.
嗱，呢個意思好重要，千祈唔好
So
忘記。
the cover of the ark has the name of mercy or pardon.
原來佢就係代表有施恩同埋赦罪嘅意思啊！
Inside that box, Moses put the law of God, the Ten Commandments.
原來喺呢個櫃裏邊咧，摩西將上帝嘅律法咧就擺喺裏邊十誡。
These are the Ten Commandments God wrote on Mount Horeb with his finger.
原來呢個就係耶穌上帝佢親手用嘅手指刻喺石板上面嘅十誡。
The Bible calls it the tablets of stone of the commandment.
呢個就係上帝寫嘅呢個十誡。
Now, this is a picture of the sanctuary in the desert.
我哋見到呢個就係沙漠上面呢一個嘅會幕。
Outside is where you would find the the altar of sacrifice that I mentioned yesterday.
喺外院裏邊咧，就我哋琴日提到呢一個祭壇啦。
You don't see that in this picture.
喺呢幅畫裏邊，你冇見到喎。
But then you have these two apartments. This part is called holy place.
喺呢度咧就分開兩邊，一個叫做聖所，
And this behind that veil is called the most holy place.
喺呢個幕後邊咧就係叫做至聖所。
And the Ark of the Covenant was in the most holy place.
所以呢個約櫃咧就喺至聖所裏邊啦。
It contained the very presence of God.
呢個就代表神嘅同在。
In Hebrew, the word was Shekinah, the Shekinah glory.
呢個就代表神出現嘅嗰種嘅榮光啊。
And you could not go through the veil into the presence before the ark without risking death.
如果你係冒險入去嘅話咧，你一定會死亡，因為嗰個係唔可以入去嘅。
Only one person could go there one time during the year.
喺一年當中，只有一位係入到呢個至聖所。
And that was the high priest after he had consecrated himself.
呢個就大祭司喺佢自己獻身認罪之後先可以入去。
So this is a very sacred piece of furniture.
呢個係一個好神聖嘅一個櫃嚟嘅。
Evidently, this reflects the very throne room of God,
呢
where
個就
God
代表
lives.
呢個就係表就係上帝嘅寶座嘅地方嘛。
And that's why in the desert it had the Shekinah glory, the very presence of God.
喺呢一個沙漠嘅地方，佢哋見到感受到神同在嗰個榮耀啊！
Now let's read what Psalm says about that has to do with the ark.
我哋睇睇呢個約櫃詩篇裏邊點樣提到啊？
In Psalm 89 we read, "Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Mercy and truth go before your face."
佢話公義同埋公平係你寶座嘅根基，而慈愛同埋誠實行在你面前。
So there are two things that are the foundation of God's throne:
原來呢度講到有兩個根基就係神寶座嘅，
righteousness and mercy,
就係公義、公平同埋呢一個
or
嘅慈愛，
justice and mercy.
即係公義、公平咧，同埋慈愛同埋誠實。
Now, the ark reflected the throne of God in heaven.
然後呢一個約櫃咧代表天上寶座，
So the ark has to do something with righteousness and with mercy.
原來呢一個地上嘅約櫃咧一定要同呢個公義同埋呢一個恩典有關啦。
Look at this other verse.
我哋睇另外一章節。
Mercy and truth have met together, righteousness and peace have kissed each other.
佢話呢度慈愛同埋誠實彼此相遇，公義同埋公平咧彼此相親。
Of course, mercy and truth cannot kiss. They're not people.
我哋當然啦，慈愛同埋誠實，佢哋唔可以，英文啊叫做親吻。
But it's a metaphor to help us understand.
呢度咧就係一個比喻，話俾佢聽。
It's like mercy. You see, most people would think that mercy and righteousness are two very different things.
有好多人覺得呢一個慈愛同埋公義咧係兩個截然不同嘅。
Either you extend mercy or you extend justice.
佢話一係你就向人表示慈愛，一係就有公義啫。
But it says in these verses that these two are together.
但係呢度咧講到呢兩個嘅重點咧就係呢一個基礎嚟嘅，
And they are together right here in the ark.
就喺呢個約櫃裏邊咧，我哋見到慈愛同埋公平喺埋一齊。
What was inside the ark?
咁究竟喺裏邊有乜嘢啊？
The Ten Commandments.
就係十誡啊嘛，
That's the law of righteousness.
呢個就係公義嘅法律。
What was on top of the ark?
但喺上面係乜嘢冚住咧？
The Hesed, mercy.
但上面就代表呢一個慈愛啊。
These two were combined in the Ark of the Covenant.
就喺呢一個約櫃裏邊咧，就兩樣嘅元素就變成根基啊。
And remember we read in Psalms that these represent the foundation of God's government.
我哋頭先讀到詩篇就話呢兩樣嘢係代表上帝寶座嘅基礎。
So we know from this that God is equally merciful as He is just.
所以我哋知道我哋上帝係慈愛，但亦都係同時公平嘅。
He will dispense justice and He will dispense mercy.
所以上帝會向我哋施行慈愛，亦都向我哋行公平。
When we contemplate God's mercy, our desire is to do what is right.
所以當我哋默想上帝慈愛時，我哋就好想做啲啱嘅嘢喎。
And that's why the cover was mercy, not justice.
所以我哋見到呢個約櫃嘅面咧，就係點樣啊？係慈愛，唔係公義住。
But the inside was justice.
但係裏邊咧就係公義嘅
Or
代表啊
righteousness.，
或者係公平嘅代表啊。
In other words, what attracts you is mercy and pardon.
即係代表嘅話，就係呢一個恩典慈愛吸引你先。
And once you accept that mercy and pardon, you want to be just. You want to be right. You want to be good.
咁當你係俾呢個慈愛吸引之後咧，你真係好想係行義。
In Romans chapter 2, verse 4, we read, "The goodness of God leads you to
羅
repentance."
馬書2章4節就話：他的慈恩慈就令你悔改嘅。
Remember I told you the other night how when I was a young professor, I had that experience of seeing the great love of God for me, how He had died for me.
我琴晚我咪提到我自己嘅經驗，就係我做一個年輕嘅教授嘅時候，我點樣經歷到上帝係幾咁愛我啊！
and how undeserving I felt of that great love for me.
而當時我係覺得自己非常之不配喎。
And how I kept crying, why do you love me so much?
就係當時我係痛哭流淚，就話點解上帝你咁愛我啊？
Who am I that you would want to save me, that you would want to do so much for
究
me?
竟有咩咁重要？點解你要救我呢？
And how that broke me.
呢個係令我係痛哭流
And
淚
I
啊。
was very sorrowful for my life and for what I had done against God.
故此我覺得自己係非常之罪惡，我係痛哭流淚認罪啊。
You see, that's an example of the goodness of God leading a person to repentance.
所以呢個就係一個例子，就話上帝嘅慈愛吸引我哋係改過。
And that is why it is so important for you to read the Bible every day.
所以你哋每日讀聖經原來係咁重要嘅。
Because as you read the Bible, you will see how good God is to you.
當你讀聖經嘅時候，你就明白原來上帝對我哋咁慈愛嘅。
And that will lead you to repent. That will lead you to want to surrender all to Him.
呢個就會引導你咧，自然就會悔改，你就會願意降服啊嘛。
You will naturally want to do that.
你就好自然咁話，你會好想聽話啦。
It happens in even human relationships.
就係人際關係都係咁樣一回事喎。
When you know somebody really loves you, you want to do anything for that
所
person.
以如果你知道有個人係非常之愛你，你係願意為佢付湯係為佢犧牲，係願意聽話啦。
That love moves you to surrender, to want to do what you can for that individual.
原來當你係覺得被愛吸引嘅時候，你願意為對方係做出任何嘅事情啊。
You see, the principle is very simple. Grace, it is grace that empowers
好
obedience.
簡單嘅原則就係恩典係令到我哋願意順從。
It is the goodness of God that makes you want to do right.
原來就係上帝嘅偉大慈愛，讓我哋願意係降服咗一個義人。
The law does not want to make you do right.
因為呢個律法唔會令到你話要做一個義人嘅喎。
Being told that you should do right does not want to make you do
嗱
right.，
但係律法就話俾你聽，你應該點樣做一個好人，唔會令到你變成一個想做好人嘅。
Even if in your head you say, oh yes, I should do right.
雖然你個腦袋裏邊理智話我應該做一個好人啦，
But that is not enough.
但係唔夠啊！
Only when you experience great love and great grace, you want to do right.
直至你係經歷咗呢恩典嘅時候，你就想做一個義人啊！
Now, let's talk a little bit about this. The Ten Commandments, the Bible calls the Ten Commandments God's covenant.
聖經就叫10條誡命係上帝嘅約，
And that's why the ark was called the Ark of the Covenant.
所以我哋呢個約櫃咧就係又叫做約櫃，
Because it had the Ten Commandments.
因為喺呢個嘅約櫃裏邊咧有神嘅10誡。
Deuteronomy 4 reads, So he declared to you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, the Ten Commandments, and he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone.
申命記裏邊，他將所吩咐你的當守的約指示你們，就是10條誡，並將這誡寫在2塊石板上。
In Exodus 25, we're told how Moses put together the ark.
喺呢一個出埃及記裏邊就講到摩西係點樣將呢一個10條誡命係放喺約櫃裏邊啦。
And God tells him very specifically, put the Ten Commandments inside this sacred place.
上帝就好清楚話俾你聽，將呢個10條誡命咧放喺呢個神聖嘅地方。
And you shall put into the ark the testimony, the commandments, which I will give you.
佢就話你必要將我所要給你的法版那些誡命放喺約櫃。
And then the teachings of Moses were kept outside the ark.
而摩西佢嘅律法書教訓咧就放喺約櫃出邊喎。
That's important to understand because most people don't know that,
有大部分人都唔知道，但係好重要，我哋要明白。
including many Christians.
甚至好多基督徒都唔知咁
They
樣一
don't
回事。
realize that the teachings of Moses were placed outside at a different level than the Ten Commandments.
啊，原來佢哋唔知道，原來摩西嘅教訓咧就係點樣啊？放喺出邊，所以同呢個10誡咧係唔同層次嘅。
the teachings of Moses were not considered sacred. They were practical. They were useful for that time.
原來摩西嘅教訓當時講係好實際，但係佢唔係神聖嘅。
But the Ten Commandments are perennial. They are forever. They are sacred.
但係呢一個神嘅實誡咧，係永遠都係一個原則性嘅。
And so you have these two concepts in the ark, the law and grace.
所以我哋睇到呢個實誡裏邊咧，就係一個就係講法律，一個就講到恩典啦。
Justice and mercy.
公義、慈愛、
Requirements and sacrifice.
要求、犧牲。
This is a picture of what you would have seen if you had lived 3,500 years ago in Israel.
如果你係3500年前喺以色列生活嘅，你就會見到呢一個聖幕啦。
There were priests and there were Levites who helped all the people with their sacrifices.
而好多嘅祭司就係幫助嗰啲人點樣獻祭啦。
The artist that painted this paint just did not read his Bible very carefully because the ark is much taller than that.
嗱，呢一個你有冇留意到呢一個嘅祭壇咧，就好似細咗啲喎嚇，啲畫家好似有少少唔明白聖經啊。
It's just over 2 meters.
其實真正嘅咧係超過2米
And
咁
there's a
高啊。
ramp that goes up to it.
咁就係比我哋呢度見到咧係
And
大好多嘅，
very big because you could actually have several sacrifices all at the same time.
因為好大啦，可以同時有幾隻嘅羊咧係被獻祭喺上面嘅。
What did that represent?
代表乜嘢啊？
Hebrews 10 gives us an idea.
希伯來書10章就話俾我哋聽。
Paul says that for the law having a shadow of the good things to come and not the very image of the things can never with these same sacrifices make those who approach perfect.
佢律法既是將來美事的影兒，不是本物的真像，總不能藉着一樣的祭物叫那近前來的人得以完全。
This artist did understand what he was reading in the Bible.
好啦，呢一個嘅畫家佢明白聖經裏邊講
The
嘅。
sacrifices were a symbol of the fact that one day Jesus would become the sacrifice.
原來呢一個嘅獻祭裏邊咧，係代表有一日耶穌嚟就變成呢一個嘅獻祭啦。
See, we know about this because that has happened 2,000 years ago, and we read it in Bible history.
咁當然我哋而家今日知啦，已經2000年，因為聖經歷史裏面有講到呢一回事啊嘛。
But at this time, these people didn't know what it meant for God to die for them.
但當時佢哋根本唔明白點解上帝嘅兒子為佢哋而死咧。
So the closest they had was to understand that as they sacrificed an animal on their behalf.
佢哋只能夠明白就話一個動物獻祭為咗佢哋脫罪喎。
The animal was innocent, obviously.
我哋知道呢一個動物咧係無辜
And it
嘅，
was a living creature, and it didn't deserve to die.
佢係有生命嘅，佢係唔應該係死亡噶。
But as they confessed their sins on that animal, then the animal became guilty for their sins.
而當佢哋將佢哋罪係放喺呢個動物嘅頭上面咧，呢一個動物變成有罪噶啦。
And the animal would have to die, the penalty of their sins, and so that they could live.
咁呢一個動物咧就係因為佢哋嘅罪緣故咧，佢係要死亡，係取代佢哋嘅罪。
Verse 4 says, "It is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats could take away sin."
因為公牛同埋山羊嘅血斷不能除罪。
In other words, that was a symbol. They didn't actually remove the sins of people.
即係話代表性啫，唔係真正預表性啫，唔係真正可以除罪嘅。
It was like when you buy something on credit.
即係話好似你用一個嘅信用卡去買
When
啲
you
嘢
buy
啦。
something on credit, you don't really pay it yet.
嗱，你就係用信用卡，你未付款嘅噃，
It is paid sometime later.
以後你先至係付金錢啊嘛。
The same thing happened here. The death of animals did not make you forgiven, but it was a representation of the one who would forgive you.
呢個代表呢一個動物嘅血嘅嚇，唔係真係可以幫你除罪，而係預表代表將來就係咁樣做啦。
The Bible says that all of these sacrifices were a shadow of things to come.
原來聖經裏面講所有嘅獻祭，只不過係影子，係代表將來呢個實體會
They
嚟。
were a shadow of the real thing.
原來呢個影子咧係反映實體嘅將來嘅。
And a shadow it reflects the real thing, doesn't it?
我哋當然知道咧，影子咧一定係反映真實嘅物體啦，係咪
There are some powerful lights here.
？Yes, we can see.
And you can't see it from there, but there is a shadow right here of myself.
嗱，你睇睇呢度，我哋主幹後邊咪有一個身影啊？
Now, the shadow is not me.
呢個身影唔係佢嚟噶嘛，
Me is here.
佢嘅實體喺呢度。
But the shadow reflects who I am.
但問題呢一個嘅影子就係反映呢一個實體喎。
Faithfully reflects who I am.
呢一個係好忠心地反映佢呢個人啊。
That's what those Old Testament sacrifices
原來
did.
舊約裏邊嘅獻祭就代表咁嘅意思，影子啊
They。faithfully reflected the fact that the Son of God would one day die for a human
佢係
race.
忠心地話：我哋原來耶穌基督將來就要為我哋犧牲，呢一個係一個預表，一個將來嘅。
Now, why is God's law so important that it was inside the ark?
點解喺呢個約櫃裏邊係咁重要嚇？即係上帝嘅律法擺裏邊係咁重要咧？
And is the Ten Commandments still relevant to us
但
today?
呢個十誡對我哋今日基督徒嚟講係咪咁重要？有冇關係啊？
Some people would say, well, that was relevant to the Israelites, but not to me
有啲人
today.
話係對於以色列人就啱啦，對我哋今日係無關重要嘅。
Remember this, the Ten Commandments, according to the Bible, the Ten Commandments are the basis for morality and they are the standard for
嗱，
judgment.
記住十誡係道德嘅根基同埋審判嘅標準喎，
So that makes it very relevant to us today.
所以對我哋今日嚟講係非常之重要嘅。
Listen to the Word of God, Romans 3:20.
我哋睇睇羅馬書3章上帝點講。
By the law is the knowledge of sin.
佢話原來律法叫我哋知罪
In
啊！
other words, if we didn't know what the Ten Commandments said, we would not know what is right or what is
因
wrong.
為如果冇呢一個十誡，我哋根本都唔知咩叫啱，咩叫唔啱啊嘛。
The
呢
Ten Commandments tell us what is right and what is
Yeah,
wrong,
it
and
was-
that's how we know it.
個十誡就話你聽咩叫啱，咩叫唔啱，係咪？
Romans 7:7.
羅馬7章7節。
I would not have known sin except through the law, says Paul. For I would not have known covetousness unless the law had said, you shall not covet.
保羅就咁講：我除只是非因律法，我就不知何為罪啦；非律法說不可起貪心，我就不知何為貪心。
You shall not covet. Is that one of the Ten Commandments?
不要貪心又係咪十誡之一啊？
Which one is it?
第幾條咧？
What number?
第幾條誡命啊？十誡。
Number 10. That's the
第
last
10條係咪啊？
In James we read, for he who said, do not commit adultery, also said, do not commit murder.
原來喺呢一個嘅雅各書裏邊啊，原來那說不可奸淫的，也說不可殺人。
Are those part of the Ten Commandments?
呢兩個係咪都係聖經嘅十誡裏邊啊？
Yes, they are.
係啊，
Which ones? What number?
乜嘢第幾條啊？
Do not commit adultery is number 7.
第7條就係不可奸淫嘛。
Do not commit murder is number
不可殺人第幾條啊？
6.
第6條。
And then he says, so speak and so do as those who will be judged by the law of liberty.
咁呢度就係講到你們既然要按使人自由的律法受審判，就該照這律法說話行事。
That's really interesting. God calls the Ten Commandments the law of liberty.
奇怪啦，好特別喎！點解上帝叫呢一個嘅十誡叫做使人自由
Most
咧？
people would not consider a law something that liberates you.
大部分人都會覺得呢一個嘅律法十誡會係令你自由啊！
But God called it the law of liberty.
但上帝叫話使你自由嘅喎。
Now, what is the role of God's law? What is it supposed to do?
咁我哋睇下上帝嘅律法究竟有咩作用啊？
The law reveals our need.
而呢個律法係顯出我哋嘅需要。
Like that man, what does he reveal?
呢個人瞓喺度啦，佢係講咩信息出
He
嚟啊？
reveals the need to get sober.
原來佢就要唔好再醉酒啦。
Or he reveals the need to have a house to live in.
佢可能就代表佢需要間屋喎。
The law reveals something about yourself.
原來呢一個律法就係話俾你聽，我哋有啲需要啊。
This is how James put it.
雅各就咁講。
In James 1, be doers of the word, but not hearers only, deceiving yourselves.
佢話：只要你們要行道，不要單單聽到自己欺哄自己。
For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in the mirror, for he observes himself, goes away, and immediately forgets what kind of man he was.
呢度話，因為聽道完不行道的，就像人對着鏡子看自己本來的面目，看見走後，隨即忘了他的相貌如何。
But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty, and continues in it, and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this one will be blessed in what he does.
跟住就話，唯有詳細察看那全備使人自由的律法的，並且時常如此，這人既不是聽了就忘，乃是實行出來，他就在所行的事上必然蒙福。
Now we may begin to understand why God calls it the law of liberty.
呢度我哋就明白點解上帝將呢個律法叫做使人自由的。
It's like you looking at the mirror in the morning.
好啦，代表你朝頭早望到鏡，
And you find that your hair is all a mess.
你見到你頭髮蓬鬆喎。
In the text it says, if you do nothing about it, you're like a hearer of the word who is not benefited by the law.
即係話，如果你聽咗唔做嘅話咧，點樣啊？你就好似呢個人照咗塊鏡，頭髮蓬鬆。
But the law shows you the way you really are, like a mirror.
因為呢個律法就好似塊鏡，話俾你聽你真實面貌係點樣。
You cannot do anything about your hair with a mirror.
嗰塊鏡幫唔到你可以修整你頭髮喎。
Have you ever taken the mirror off the wall and try to comb your hair with it?
你有冇攞起塊鏡係用嗰個方法嚟梳你嘅頭啊？
That would be rather painful
即係都幾痛嘅
and
喎
not very practical.
亦都唔實際啊！
And your hair would still look like a mess.
你嘅頭髮都係好蓬鬆啊！
The point of the mirror is that it shows you what you need to do.
而呢個鏡嘅作用就話俾你聽，你而家係點樣。
So, if you do what the mirror tells you, that liberates you, that frees you, because you can actually do what needs to be done.
原來呢塊鏡話俾你聽喎，所以你照住塊鏡話俾你聽嘅真貌，你就得到自由啦嘛。
The mirror points to the fact that you need a brush.
呢個鏡話俾你聽，唔該你梳梳頭。
Or you need a comb.
你需要把梳喎。
That's the function of the law.
呢個就係誡命嘅
The law
作
will
用。
never save you.
呢個誡命律法唔會救你啊！
And those who try to be saved by the law are the same as trying to comb your hair with a mirror.
原來你諗住守誡命就可以得救，就話好似塊鏡裏邊用喺幫個鏡裏邊嘅人梳
The
頭。
law tells you what you need to do.
而呢個律法就話你聽你應該點做啊？
In this case, it tells you you need Jesus. You need somebody who can fix you.
原來就話俾你聽，你需要主耶穌基督幫你梳你嘅頭髮係咪啊？
1 John chapter 3, verse 4.
約翰一書3章4節，
Sin is the transgression of the law, or is lawlessness.
佢話違背律法就是罪。
So, one of the definitions of sin is breaking God's law.
原來其中呢個罪嗰個定義就係違背律法。
Sin is breaking God's law, but it's also breaking God's heart.
呢一個唔淨止係罪，係違背上帝律法，同埋傷透上帝嘅
Because
心。
God's character is embedded in His law.
原來神嘅品性就喺呢個律法裏邊彰顯出嚟噶嘛。
The law reflects who He is.
佢係彰顯我哋嘅神係一個點位嘅神。
God in His amazing wisdom just put it in 10 short statements.
上帝好奇妙啊！佢可以將佢嘅所有嘅律法寫10條
And
嘅
He
誡
made
命
it
啫，
very simple. Most of those statements says do not do this or do not do that.
係非常之簡單，係好多時提醒唔好咁做，唔好咁做。
So that even a child can understand.
佢甚至連小朋友都可以明白喎。
But what He is saying is part of who He is.
原來神所講嘅就代表佢嘅心聲嚟嘅。
The law can condemn us,
佢話律法可以定我哋嘅罪，
but the law can never save us.
而律法係永遠都唔可以救我哋。
People who try to be saved by being righteous are legalists. They're called legalists.
所以好多時佢哋諗住要做個好人守規矩，呢啲叫做係行為主義者。
In other words, they find their salvation in keeping the law.
佢哋以為佢哋救恩係點樣嚟咧？就係話守誡命，
But that's impossible.
冇可能嘅。
The Pharisees at the time of Jesus, they tried that.
嗰啲法利賽人當時都係咁樣嘗試做。
And they tried to ostensibly, externally be good to impress people as to how good they were.
佢哋好多時外表裝扮出嚟咧，係令到啲人好尊敬佢啊。
But Jesus many times uncovered them and says, on the outside you are good, but inside you really are rotten.
但耶穌基督成日提醒佢哋，你外表就好似好光耀、好光輝啦，但係裏邊你係一堆垃圾啊！
Your character hasn't changed.
呢個品格冇改變。
That's because you pretend to do, you want to look good, but you don't want to be good.
佢話好多時你係想睇嚟好，但事實上你係冇真係做好喎。
In order to be good, you cannot keep the law. You must go to one who can make you good.
佢話你要守呢個律法，你冇辦法自己做，你一定要去到嗰一位幫到你嘅。
And that's what we were talking about last
呢
night.
個就我哋琴晚講到噶嘛。
And that's why Jesus died for us, and he is willing to live in us.
呢個就係耶穌基督為我哋死，以致佢可以住喺我哋裏邊。
It is as he lives in us that he can make us good.
就係因為佢住喺我哋裏邊，我哋就可以行善出嚟。
Listen to Galatians 3:21.
加拉太書3章有一節，
If there had been a law given which could have given life, truly righteousness would have been by the law.
佢話如果有人傳一個叫人得生嘅律法，咁義就承認本乎律法啦。
Paul here is using a little sarcasm.
佢有少少諷刺喎。
He's saying this is not possible.
佢冇可能㗎。
What is the role of grace
咁
then?
我哋睇恩典有咩作用咧？
Now we understand the role of the law is to show us where we might be wrong.
咁我哋頭先講到律法呢度話俾你聽，你邊度出咗問題？
The role of the law is to show us the right ways, is to compare the good with the bad.
原來呢個律法就話俾你聽，善同埋好同埋惡嘅分別。
But the role of the law is not to save us or transform us or change us.
但問題呢個律法佢冇辦法救我哋，冇辦法改變我哋啊！
Now, what is the role of grace?
咁我哋睇恩典有咩作用啊？
This grace, remember, has said the top of the ark.
你記住啦，恩典就喺呢個約櫃上面啊，出邊嘅。
Ephesians 2:8 and 9 say, by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast.
佢呢度就講到以弗所書裏面得嘅係本乎恩，也因着信，這並不是出於自己，乃是上帝所賜的，也不是出於行為，免得有人自誇。
So, according to the Bible, how have we been saved?
好啦，我哋聖經點樣教導我哋點可以得救啊？
By keeping the law.
係咪守十戒啊？
No.
唔係啊，
By grace.
係恩典啊！
By grace through faith.
原來藉着呢個信同埋恩。
In other words, we trust the one who has provided salvation for us.
原來我哋就係信靠嗰個提供恩典嗰位，
We believe in what he said.
我哋相信佢講噶嘛，
And that is how we're saved.
呢個就係我哋咁樣得救噶啦。
Romans 6:1 says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
哇！羅馬書6章1節咁啊，怎麼説呢？我們可以仍在罪中，叫恩典顯多麼？
Some people at the time of Paul wanted to take advantage of grace. They misunderstood what it meant.
原來保羅時期有好多人咧想係點樣啊？濫用呢個恩典，佢哋話：我越多罪就越好啦，越多恩典啊！
They said, if God keeps giving grace, I'll just keep sinning. That's not a problem.
既然上帝繼續俾恩典，我繼續犯罪咯，冇問
Because
題。
he will keep giving grace.
因為越犯罪，上帝越俾多啲恩典啊嘛。
What's Paul's answer?
保羅答案係：
Certainly not. He said, how shall we who died to sin live any longer in it?
佢話斷乎不可，我們在罪上死了的人，豈可仍在罪中活着啊？
Last night, there were some precious souls who took a beautiful decision of following Jesus.
我哋琴晚咧有啲美麗嘅重要嘅心靈、寶貴心靈，佢哋係決定接受耶穌。
And I'm sure, like all of us, they recognize, and as we recognize, that we have faults and we have failings.
正如佢哋我哋都係知道我哋係墮落咗啦。
But when you see the love of God, your reaction is not to say, how can I take advantage of that love?
當你見到你恩典嘅時候，你唔會話去濫用，哇想點樣啊？去攞多啲犯多啲罪喎。
The reaction is, oh Lord, I don't want to hurt you anymore.
而個實際嘅結果就話：神啊，我唔想再傷害你啊！
I want you to be in me.
我想你喺我心裏
I
邊，
want you to change me.
我要你改變我，
I want you to help me to be a different person.
我讓你幫助我變成另外一個人啊！
And that's what Paul was saying. If we have accepted Jesus in His grace, how can we live in sin any longer? We don't want to do that.
呢個就係保羅所講嘅啦。既然接受恩典，我哋根本就唔想再犯罪啦。
In verse 14, for sin shall not have dominion over you, for you are not under law, but under grace.
羅馬書6章14節就話：罪必不能作你們的主，因為你哋已經不在律法之下，乃在恩典之下。
You see, when you live under grace, when you're aware of how good God is to you, then you live under grace.
如果你係明白上帝係幾咁愛你，你喺恩典之下，你就知道神係幾咁愛你啦。
And you act, you respond that way.
你肯定咧，你會回應對神嘅恩典有回應。
In verse 15, we read, What then? Shall we sin because we are not under law but under grace? Certainly not.
第15節，這卻怎麼說呢？我們在恩典之下，不在律法之下，就可以犯罪嗎？斷乎不可。
The more we understand the love of God, the less we want to sin.
我哋越明白神嘅恩典嘅時候，我哋越唔想係犯
The
錯。
less we want to be selfish.
我哋會更加唔想自私喎。
The more we want to surrender to Him.
我哋更加願意降服啊嘛，
Because we see the love of God.
因為我哋已經見到神嗰種嘅慈愛
Now,
啊。
when we don't see the love of God, we do remain selfish.
如果我哋冇睇到神嘅慈愛，我哋會繼續係自私落去嘅，
That's our natural tendency.
因為呢個係我哋本性喎。
But the more we understand God, the more we want to surrender to Him.
所以我哋越明白神嘅恩典，我哋更加願意降服順從。
That's why grace empowers obedience.
就係因為恩典係促使我哋係順服。
It is the grace of God, the motor, the engine that makes you want to
原
obey.
來就係神嘅恩典係激動你願意係服從。
Romans 3:31. Do we then make void the law through faith?
羅馬3章31節咁樣啊，咪因着信就廢了律法咩？
Some people say, okay, if we live by grace through faith, then we should discard the law.
有啲人話，既然啦係咪因信有稱義，唔使要律法啦，
It's useless then.
冇用咧律法。
Listen to Paul's answer.
保羅點答？
Again, he says, certainly not. On the contrary, we establish the law.
佢話斷乎不是，更要堅固律法啊！
Grace is what makes me want to keep the law.
原來呢個恩典令到我更想守律法，
It's not what makes me want to throw away the law.
唔係代表我係要將呢個律法掉走啊！
Because it is the law of God.
呢個律法因為係屬於神噶嘛。
If a child truly loves his mother, he will pay attention to her.
嗱，如果個小朋友佢真係錫媽咪嘅話，佢一定會聽媽咪話。
And when she says, I don't want you to cross the street
嗱，譬如媽咪話嗱，千祈唔好過馬路啊，
unless I am with you,
除非我拖住你過馬路啦。
if he listens to his mother, if he respects his mother, he will not do that.
如果佢係聽媽媽、愛媽媽，佢一定要聽話嘅。
That is the motivating factor, not because he rationalizes whether or not he can cross the
而
street.
唔係因為佢理智去分析，而因為媽媽嘅愛係鼓勵到佢聽媽媽嘅話。
He acts based on a relationship with his mother.
佢嘅反應就係因為在乎佢同媽媽嘅關係。
That's the same with us and God.
呢個我哋同神嘅關係一樣。
The more we understand his goodness to us, the more we want to keep the very law he gave us.
原來我哋更係愛上你嘅時候，我哋更願意聽佢嘅話，就係守佢嘅律法。
Listen to Jesus.
耶穌點講啊？
Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets.
佢話莫想我來要廢掉律法和先知。
He was referring to the first 5 books of the Bible, generally known as the law of Moses.
原來呢個咧，佢係指當時嘅摩西五經舊約嘅頭5本書。
He says, I didn't come to throw that away.
佢話我嚟唔係要廢掉律法同埋先知喎，
I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
我係不是來要廢掉，乃係要成全。
In other words, what the prophets have said, I am actually doing.
原來先知所講嘅嘢，我而家全部係成就緊啊！
In Luke 16, we read, It is easier for heaven and earth to pass away than for one tittle of the law to fail.
佢話天地要廢去，較比律法嘅一點一畫落空更容易。
So Jesus really believed in the eternity of the law, the immutability of the law.
原來呢個耶穌基督佢係非常之相信呢個律法嘅長存性係唔可以取掉嘅。
He said the law will not change because it reflects God's own character.
因為呢個律法唔會改變，因為佢代表神嘅品格啊嘛。
It is perfect already. It doesn't need to get improved.
呢個律法係完美嘅，唔需要再改善啊。
Well, you have, in Chinese characters, you have a lot of little things that you need to add to those characters to make them right.
好多時我哋中文裏邊有好多嘅細細嘅字啊，係嘛？
And when you miss some of those, then that's not a correct character.
如果你筆畫漏咗啲咧，就唔係嗰個啱嘅字啦。
And Jesus saying, nothing in the law is wrong. Nothing can be missing.
但耶穌基督就話呢個十誡裏邊冇一點一畫係要改嘅，
The law of God is perfect.
因為上帝嘅律法係完美噶嘛，
The law of God is good.
係美好嘅。
The law of God tells us right from wrong.
原來佢話俾你聽咩叫啱，咩叫唔啱啊！
The law of God shows our need
佢講出我哋嘅需要喺邊度，
and points us to the fact that we need help outside the law.
就話俾我哋聽，我哋應該要係求呢個律法以外嘅幫助。
What the law cannot do is heal you from your disease.
但係問題呢個律法唔可以救你醫治你嘅疾病，
But the law can diagnose your disease.
但係佢可以幫你係斷診話你有病咯。
What kind of law is abolished by grace?
佢話恩典廢掉咗邊一種律法啊？
Because there is a law, according to the New Testament, that is abolished by grace.
但係佢話喺新約裏邊講到有一種律法，因為恩典係廢掉咗。
But this is where people get things mixed up.
嗱，好多
sometimes.
時啲人就搞錯啦，係呢一部分。
The law that is abolished by grace is not the Ten Commandment law.
嗱，呢個恩典廢掉嗰個律法咧，唔係十誡。
Let's read about it. Ephesians 2:15.
我哋睇睇以弗所書2章15節。
Having abolished in his flesh the enmity, that is, the law of commandments contained in ordinances.
佢話：而且以自己的身體廢掉冤仇，就是那記在律法上的規條。
What is that law of ordinances?
我呢度睇睇呢一個嘅律法上的規條。
That was the law of Moses that was kept outside of the ark.
呢個就係我哋頭先講到呢一個嘅就摩西嘅法律，就喺呢一個約櫃出邊擺喺
That
嗰
was
度。
all the instructions of how to carry on the sacrifices.
然後嗰個咧就係話俾我哋聽，應該點樣去履行呢一個嘅獻祭嘅程序。
Which is no longer necessary for us because there's no need for sacrifices after Jesus has been
就係
sacrificed.
耶穌基督已經犧牲咗啦，我哋唔需要再做呢一個嘅獻祭啊！
At the cross, the ceremonial system of sacrifices came to an end
原來喺十字架上獻祭嘅移民制度終止咗咯。
because that system was a shadow of things to come.
呢個就係一個影子，係代表將來耶穌基督。
When the real thing came, there was no more need for the symbols.
所以真正嘅實體嚟嘅時候，唔需要呢個影子啦嘛。
The moment that Jesus died on the cross, it happened in the sanctuary, in the temple.
耶穌基督佢係大聲喊叫，氣就斷了。
Let's read about it. Mark 15. Jesus cried out with a loud voice,
呢個馬可裏邊15章，耶穌基督
and he
大聲喊
breathed
叫，
his last.
佢氣就斷了，
So he stopped breathing,
佢
right?
斷氣啦。
And then it says, then the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom.
佢話殿裏啲幔子就從上到下裂為兩半。
What veil was that?
請問呢個係咩幔子啊？
That was the veil that divided the holy place from the most holy place.
呢個就係聖所裏邊同埋至聖所分隔嘅呢個幔子。
That's the veil that kept people from the ark in the very presence of God.
呢個就係將我哋人唔能夠去到呢個約櫃呢一個隔離
Because
嘅幔
that
子。
was where the glory of God was, and now the temple becomes irrelevant.
原來嗰陣時點樣要裂開咧，就係話呢一個嘅聖所個獻祭已經係唔重要啦，
You know, the veil was a very thick veil,
已經係唔實際啦，因為你個幔子係好厚嘅，
about this thick.
原來有咁厚喎。
Have you ever seen a curtain this thick?
有冇見過啲窗簾啊？幔子有咁厚㗎？
Thick curtains may be about this thick.
你可能見到厚極都係咁樣
That
啊。
was a huge, thick veil.
但係我哋講到呢個係咁厚嘅幔
It was
子，
a work of art.
呢個係一個藝術精品，
It was also, it had gold and silver intertwined in it.
而喺裏邊咧係繡有金同埋銀嘅
And it
絲啊，
took 70 Levites to hang the veil.
係17個嘅呢個利未人先
You can
孭得起
imagine
啊！
how heavy that
哇！你
was.
睇呢個幔子好重，
And during the year, all through the year, blood was spilled on that veil.
過去咁多年裏邊嗰啲祭物嘅祭牲嘅血咧，就係彈喺呢個幔子上面。
The Apostle Paul in the New Testament says the veil represented the flesh of Jesus.
呢個喺保羅就講到呢一個幔子代表耶穌基督嘅身。
In other words, Jesus was the one that carried all our sins.
原來代表耶穌基督係將我哋所有嘅罪孭喺身上，
And the blood represented the sacrifices of the animals that have died in our place, in the place of human beings.
呢個彈嘅血咧，代表嗰啲動物，佢哋取代咗我哋嘅罪。
So imagine this beautiful work of art,
你睇下呢個美麗嘅精品，
very heavy,
好重噶。
but now heavier because it has all of this blood on it
Wow,
for
you
a
got-
whole year.
而家更加沉重，就因為咁多血、咁多嘅罪啊！
They put a new veil every year.
佢哋每年都要換一個新嘅帳幕幔
And
子，
that veil was torn from top to bottom.
而呢個幔子咧就由上到下裂為兩半，
Obviously it was not torn by a human being.
肯定唔係人手所將佢撕開。
You can't tear a curtain that is this thick.
人手冇可能將個咁厚嘅幔子將佢裂開，
God did that.
上帝做嘅。
And you know what happened with the sacrifices the moment that happened?
你知唔知嗰陣時候發生咩事啊？
The sacrifices left. The
You know.
animals ran away.
原來嗰陣時咧，呢一個嘅獻祭，呢個祭牲啊係
The
走咗
Bible
啦。
says that there was an earthquake when Jesus died, the moment he died.
原來聖經裏邊講到耶穌死嘅時候地震，
And so they ran away.
所以嗰啲嘅祭物咧就係跑走啦。
Why?
點解啊？
Because there was never, ever again a need for animal
因為
sacrifice.
由嗰陣時開始唔需要再有祭牲係動物去取代啦。
You see, love always leads to obedience.
其實愛永遠都係導致呢個順從。
I know that in my own life.
我自己生命裏邊都經歷過喎。
When I grew up as a young man, I was pretty rebellious.
我長大嘅時候都幾反叛嘅，
I was hard on my mother and father.
我對我父母係一個問題啊！
I did not always listen to them.
我唔係成日聽佢哋話，
Many times I did not listen to them.
多時我係唔服從佢哋，
And I gave him a lot of grief.
令到我父母係傷痛難過。
Why? Because at that time, the most important person in my life was me.
因為當時最重要嘅人物就係我自己啊嘛，
It was not them.
唔係我父母，
It was not anyone
亦
else.
都唔係其他人係最重要。
But the more I knew Jesus Christ, the more I wanted to respect my mother and father.
當我認識耶穌嘅時候，我更加願意尊重我嘅父母。
The more I wanted to do what they wanted to do, even when I did not agree.
所以有陣時我唔贊同佢話，當我越愛佢哋嘅時候，我更加願意去聽佢哋話，
Because love leads to obedience.
因為係愛令到我哋係願意去服從。
Here's another example from the life of Jesus.
嗱，你睇耶穌基督生命另一個例子啊！
Do you know the story about from this picture?
由呢幅圖畫，你諗起聖經裏面咩故事啊？
There's a famous story. You can find that in John chapter 11.
我哋睇約翰福音裏邊咧
Chapter
係第8章裏邊有一個好出名嘅故事啊！
The enemies of Jesus wanted to find fault with Jesus.
因為耶穌基督嘅敵人佢要找佢把柄，
They wanted to trick him.
佢要陷害佢。
And Jesus accepted women disciples.
耶穌基督亦都係接受一啲女性做佢嘅門徒
In
嘅。
those days, masters, itinerant teachers only accepted men disciples.
原來當時佢哋咧只係收啲門徒係男性嘅啫。
But Jesus was gracious with all, men as well as women.
耶穌係愛下所有嘅，包括男同埋女啊。
And the book of Luke says that a number of these women were part of the disciple group that were with Jesus.
路加福音裏邊講到一班嘅女性，亦都係耶穌基督嘅門徒之一嚟嘅。
One of them was a woman who had a very sordid life in the past. She had committed, she had many problems.
其中一個嘅女門徒咧，佢係好多問題，佢係犯咗奸淫物。
She had lived a life of immorality for a number of years.
佢係過去又係不道德嘅生活，
And she was even demon possessed. Demons had taken over her
佢
life.
甚至係被鬼附過喎。
But Jesus has healed her, had cast out the demons from her life.
耶穌基督係將鬼從佢身上趕走。
Jesus had prayed earnestly on her behalf.
耶穌基督係為佢懇切咁禱告。
And so, the enemies of Jesus said, let's take advantage of Jesus.
好啦，而家我哋睇下點樣可以找把柄。
He has this disciple who has a bad history.
佢又揾到啦，呢一個嘅門徒咧就係好壞嘅記錄啊。
So they planted a man to have relations with that woman.
佢哋咧就係誘導一個男人同呢個女性咧有關係喎。
And then when they were together, they surprised them.
哇！跟住佢哋發生關係嘅時候咧，就突然間佢哋出現咗。
They got the woman, they let the man go, and they dragged her to where Jesus was.
佢哋將呢個女性咧捉咗嚟，放喺耶穌面前。
And they threw her at his feet.
佢又將佢哋抌喺耶穌嘅面前腳下。
And they said, the law of Moses says that when somebody is caught in adultery, they should be stoned.
因為摩西嘅律法講唔係咩？一個人係被捉到係奸淫嘅時候，係用石頭要掟死嘅。
What do you say?
耶穌你點講啊？
You see, it was a no-win situation.
呢個係冇辦法可以勝過呢一個咁嘅挑戰嘅。
If Jesus said, well, she needs to be stoned then,
如果耶穌話係應該要用石頭掟佢，
he would be accused of taking the law in his own hands because nobody was allowed to kill anybody under the Roman government.
原來佢即係話佢將呢個法律嘅權擺喺自己身上面，佢即係話取代咗羅馬當時個控制嘅法律嘅權啦。
If he were to say, you should forgive her, let her go free,
但如果話放咗佢咧，
then they would have said, well, then you are against the law of God.
咁即係話你唔聽神嘅律法嘅話嘞噃。
So it was a no-win
呢個
situation.
真係兩難啊！
They knew they had trapped Jesus. They had tricked him.
佢係諗住我仲陷害到你咩？
They only used the woman in order to get to Jesus.
佢哋只不過係利用呢個女人咧，係讓到耶穌係冇辦法點做啦。
But Jesus is very wise.
耶穌好聰明
And
智
he
慧，
knew what was in their heart.
佢知道佢哋心裏邊諗緊乜嘢。
And he didn't say anything.
耶穌冇發一言，
And he stooped down and began to write.
佢於是咧就係跪下，佢係寫緊啲嘢啦。
And somebody must have gotten impatient and said, okay, so what do you say? Is she supposed to be stoned or not?
咁有啲人可能都唔耐煩啦，做乜咁耐冇反應？係咪要揾石頭掟佢啊？
And the Bible says he said, the first one who is without sin cast a stone against her.
咁聖經就記載到話：你哋咁多位，邊個係冇犯罪嘅？請你去攞起第一個石頭啦！
They didn't expect that.
哇！佢哋冇諗到耶穌咁嘅回答法啦。
All of a sudden they started thinking, And then they started seeing what he was writing on the floor.
佢哋左望望，右望望，跟住就望到喺地下耶穌寫啲乜嘢嚟㗎？
Jerusalem is surrounded by rocks.
喺耶路撒冷裏邊咧係鋪滿石頭嘅。
And there's a lot of rock dust.
原來嗰啲石頭有好多嘅塵出
So
嚟，
there's a film of dust on the ground all over the city.
所以喺城裏邊咧有一個薄薄嘅一啲嘅塵喺度。
So he began to write on the dust the sins of some of these people who were supposed to be so righteous.
原來佢哋開始將嗰啲人睇嚟就好似好好人外表嚇，就係將佢哋罪寫晒出嚟啊！
And so they must have looked and recognized their sins.
佢哋一望，哎呀， 原來呢個就係我嘅罪嚟嘅喎。
And the Bible says that from the eldest to the youngest, they all scurried away.
哇！佢哋聖經度講到，由最長嘅、最年幼嘅，全部都係默默
They
地
didn't want
離開。
anybody to realize that it was them who had committed those sins.
佢哋都唔想俾人知道，原來就係佢哋做咗呢咁嘅壞事啊！
So after everybody is gone,
啲人離開晒啦，
he asked the woman, "Has no one condemned you?"
佢就問呢個婦人：冇人定你罪啊？
I imagine the woman was just waiting for that first rock to hit her head.
其實呢個女人咧係等緊第一個石頭點樣掟落佢身上面。
And when he asked her that, she must have looked up and said, "No one, Lord. They're not here."
於是佢望起嘅時候，冇人掟我啊！
And then what Jesus said next
跟住耶
is
穌，
very profound, very simple, but very
耶
profound.
穌所回答係好簡單，但係好震撼啊！
He said, "Go and sin no more."
佢話：去吧，從此不要再
There
犯罪了。
You have both mercy and justice.
呢度見到公義同埋慈愛，
There you have pardon and righteousness.
你見到有原諒，但係有呢個公義喺度。
Go means I forgive you.
去即係話我原諒你啦。
Go means you will not be condemned.
去啊，即係話你唔會再被定罪啦嘛。
Go means you're free.
即係去，即係話你自由咯。
But sin no more is the justice part.
佢話呢一個不要犯罪啦。
The fact that you go doesn't mean that you should keep doing what you're doing.
呢一個不要犯罪係一個公義嘅喎，唔係代表你可以繼續以後再繼續犯罪啦。
You need to stop doing what you have been
呢
doing.
一個要停止，冇再做你以前嘅錯事啦。
You see, grace and obedience,
你見到
they're together.
你見到恩同埋信從喺埋一齊嘅。
Pardon, mercy, and righteousness, they're together.
原來呢一個嘅饒恕、公義永遠都係結合
They
嘅。
are the foundation of God's throne.
呢個就係耶穌基督寶座嘅基礎啊嘛。
Grace empowers obedience.
原來恩典係令到我哋願意聽話服從。
A few years ago, my wife and I lived in Mount Shasta, California.
哇！多年前我同我太太住喺加州沙斯塔山。
That's a place that has a lot of mountains and a lot of lakes, and it's very beautiful.
哇！嗰度好美麗啊，好多個高山同埋湖泊喎。
Every time I opened the window in my room, I saw that mountain that is about 4,000 meters or so.
哇！
Five,
每次打
four,
開窗咧，
4.5.
見到呢個高山裏邊咧，大概有成幾千米咁高喎。
There is a big highway that goes through the town.
啊！而嗰度有一個高速嘅公路，
It goes right across the state, all the way from Mexico to Canada.
而呢個高速公路咧就由墨西哥一直可以開到加州。
And it's a highway that was made to go fast.
係呢個咁嘅設計，呢個高速咧令人好多時會揸快車嘅。
It was made to go at about 130, 140 kilometers an hour.
係俾你咧可以大概130公里咁嘅
But
速
in
度。
those days, there was a law in the land that kept you, that limited your speed to about 85 kilometers an hour.
但係當時佢哋限制只能夠係80公里喎每小時。
So when you have to go 85 kilometers an hour, it's like going like a turtle.
咁如果你咁樣揸法咧，覺得好似隻龜咁樣慢啦。
And when I was a young man, I liked to go fast.
你知啦，我後生啊嘛，我好想揸快車，
And unfortunately, I got a lot of tickets because I like to go fast.
因為我咧就中意揸快車，成日收到票啊。
And the police would stop me from time to time and said, "What are you doing going so fast?"
哇！啲交通差話做咩你開咁快車啊？
And I would say, "Oh, was I going so
哎
fast?"
呀，原來我開得咁快咩嚇？
And then I would get a ticket.
跟住就收到票啦。
I was not a very good driver.
我真係唔係一個好聽話嘅司機啊！
Well, that day I was tired. It was the end of the day.
佢係好攰啦，係咪做咗成日嘢？
And I was anxious to get home.
哇！好想快啲翻屋企啊！
And I was rushing through that highway.
哇！於是我係高速前進。
But instead of going 85 kilometers an hour, I was going about 110.
哇！我咧唔係應該係80呢個公里喎，我係110公里咁快啊！
I knew I was going
我其
110
實都知道我自己揸緊
because
110
I
公
could
里。
see the speedometer.
我見到我個超速嗰個咪標啦，
I knew I was breaking the law.
我知道我係犯緊法啦。
And that's why I was nervous.
所以我就好緊張啦嘛。
Because I was thinking, I don't want any policemen to see me now.
我呢個時候唔該啦，見唔到任何警
And
察
I would look
啊。
towards the entrances of the highway to see if there was a policeman.
我就睇下入口有冇啲警察匿埋喺嗰度咯。
In California, they're notorious. The policemen are very good.
你知咧，我哋加州嗰啲警察好犀
You
利，
never see them until all of a sudden they're right there with you.
你從來都唔會見到佢，突然間佢就會出現
And you
㗎啦。
say, where did they come from?
你就話俾呢個從天而降嗰啲警察，
They appear like magic.
佢哋好似啲嘅法術魔術
And
咁
so
樣。
I was looking and looking while I was going fast.
於是咧，我越開越快咧，你周圍望下有冇交通警啦。
And then suddenly, boom!
哇！突然間出嚟啦，
Huh?
從天而降，
Where did it come from?
邊度嚟㗎？
He was right behind me
佢喺我後邊喎。
with the lights on.
哇！佢燈都着埋添，
And when the light's on, that means you have to pull over
燈着咗，即係話你唔該使埋一邊，
because you're breaking the law.
因為你犯法啦。
Oh,
天啊！
I knew I was guilty.
我知道我係有罪嘅，
I knew I had no excuse.
我係冇得可以原諒㗎，冇藉口
I could
㗎。
not pretend that, oh, I didn't know I was going so fast.
我唔可以扮嘢啊！原來開得咁快咩？我唔知咩？唔可以啊！
So when the policeman came, he asked me, do you know why I stopped you?
個交通警行埋嚟，你知唔知點解我要停你啊？
Yes, officer,
知道，我知道，
I was going fast.
Oh,
I was exceeding the speed limit.
我係超速咗咯。
Oh, so you're aware you were going fast?
原來你知你超速咩？
Yes, I'm sorry.
對唔住，我知道我超速。
I just wanted to get home fast and I should have slowed down.
我好想快啲翻屋企，其實我唔應該開咁快嘅。
And I knew I was guilty.
我知道我犯法啦嘛，已經違反交通規則
That
啦。
was many years ago, and a traffic ticket like that would cost me about $300.
哇！你知道好多年前我收到個告票咧，係300蚊美金啊！
Today, it would be the equivalent of about $1,500.
哇！今日咧就差唔多等於1500蚊美金喎。
So I was already thinking, oh boy, I'm going to have to pay a lot of money for this.
哎呀，我慘啦，要付巨額啊！
And then this is going to be on my record for 3 years before they throw it away.
跟住咧就會記錄在案咯喎，3年先至消除嘅。
The policeman went back to his car
呢個警察翻佢架車度，
to check because they usually check if you're a criminal or if they should stop you for other reasons.
咁佢查我啲檔案啦，睇係咪你犯罪，係咪要捉你啊？逃犯係咪啊？
And I saw him writing
我睇到喺度寫嘢喎，
and I said, oh, there's my ticket.
梗係寫個告票俾我啦。
Because I saw it, I could see it from the side view
我
mirror.
見到佢旁邊嘅鏡照住嗰度寫嘢，
And then he came back
跟住佢翻嚟啊，
and he gave me a warning.
佢俾我一個警告喎。
What's a warning?
知唔知咩叫警告啊？
A warning is not a ticket.
警告唔代表告票，
A warning is saying, basically, don't go fast again.
即係話警告你唔好再超速啦，
It costs no money.
唔使罰你錢喎。
A warning is forgiveness.
警告即係代表饒恕你啦。
And I couldn't believe it.
我根本就唔可以相信。
I said, thank you, officer.
我話多謝你，警察，
Thank you very much.
多謝，
I will keep that in mind.
我會謹記噶啦。
I was forgiven.
我被原諒了，
I was forgiven.
我被原諒
I
了，
didn't need to be forgiven.
我係唔應該被原
I had
諒
no
㗎，
right to be
我
forgiven.
冇咁嘅權利係
I
被
was
原諒，
very guilty.
因為我根本就犯法啦
But he
嘛。
forgave me. He chose to forgive
但
me.
係佢選擇要原諒我
For some reason, he forgave me.
喎，就係有啲原因令到佢原諒咗我
And
咧。
I was so thankful about that.
我幾咁感恩啊！
He says, don't speed anymore.
佢話你唔好再超速啦。
You think You think that I wanted to speed after he forgave
你
me?
估我被原諒之後仲想唔想超速啊？
No, I didn't want to go fast.
唔
As soon
想。
as he left, I started going really slow.
佢一放我走之後，我係慢慢咁揸車
And I
啦，
didn't care how long it took me.
我都唔計較幾時先翻到屋企咯。
I was overwhelmed with thanksgiving
我心裏
that he
邊，
forgave
我
me.
心裏幾咁感恩你原諒咗我。
You see, when I was speeding, when I was breaking the law, I was under the law.
哇！你知唔知啊？我係犯緊法嘅時候，我就喺律法之下啦嘛。
I was nervous. I was looking for trouble.
我咧就真係望下，我幾時俾人捉到啊？
But after he forgave me, I was under grace.
但跟住佢饒恕我之後，我就喺恩典下邊
And
啦。
I didn't want to break the law anymore.
哎呀，我唔想再犯規
I
啦
didn't，care to go fast anymore.
我已經唔計較，我要快啲
I
翻屋企
was
啦。
just thankful that he let me go.
我真係幾多謝佢嘅放我一馬喎。
So if he told me go slow, I will go slow.
所以佢話你唔好快啦，我就會唔
I
快
will
啦。
be happy to go slow
我係會好高興地唔揸快車
because
啦，
I'm subdued by the man's kindness.
因為我係感謝降服佢嘅恩
I
典
am
之下，
grateful for what he has
我
done.
非常之多謝佢咁樣對我啊！
Jesus met with his disciples the night he was crucified.
耶穌基督同佢班門徒喺佢被釘之前嗰晚喺埋一齊，
And he said to them, if you love me, keep my commandments.
佢同佢哋講：你們若愛我，就必遵守我的命令。
You see, you're going to keep his commandments only if you love him.
你就因為佢愛佢，你先至可以守神嘅誡命嘅。
If you are grateful to him,
如果你係多謝上帝嘅話，
if you want to honor him, you're going to keep his
如
commandments.
果你係願意尊崇佢嘅話，你先至會聽佢嘅命令啊
If you have a relationship with God, you want to keep his
如
commandments.
果你同神有好嘅關係，你自然就會遵守佢嘅命
You
令。
don't want to ignore that
你唔想係忽略神嘅誡命
because
㗎
it，reflects who he is.
因為呢一個誡命係代表神嘅影子，代表神嘅品格。
Jesus also said, he who has my commandments and keeps them, it is he who loves me.
佢有了我的命令又遵守，呢個人就係愛我㗎啦。
So we don't keep the commandments because we're legalistic. We keep the commandments because we love him.
我哋點解要守誡命？因為我哋愛佢，唔係因為行為主義。
If anyone loves me, he says, he will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our home with him.
佢人若愛我，就必遵守我的道，我父也必愛他，並且我們要到他那裏與他同住。
He who does not love me does not keep my
佢
word.
不愛我啲人就不遵守我的道。
So, 1 John says, now by this we know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
約翰一書就講到，我們若遵守他的誡命，就要得是認識他。
He who says, I know him, and does not keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
佢話人若說認識我，卻不遵守我的誡命，便是說謊話的，真理也不在他心裏面。
There are many religious people who say, I know God,
有好多好虔誠嘅人，佢話
I know Jesus,
佢話我識耶穌咯，
I'm a Christian,
我係基督徒喎。
but they don't keep his commandments,
但係佢哋係宗教，佢哋信嘅，但係佢哋又唔守誡命啊。
which actually demonstrates that they don't know him.
原來就係代表你根本唔認識上帝，
They think they know
佢
him,
哋以為佢認識上帝啊，
but they're not honoring him. They're not paying attention to what he
但係
said.
佢冇尊崇佢，冇聽神所講嘅話。
Grace empowers obedience.
佢話恩典係促使我哋去順從。
The Ten Commandments reveal what God is like.
原來十誡就話我哋聽神係一位點樣嘅上
The
帝。
entire law can be summarized with one word. That word is love.
原來呢個整體嘅一個字嚟總結就話
Love God and love other people.
愛神亦都愛人。
And when Moses came down from the mountain with the Ten Commandments,
當摩西將呢一個十誡喺山上面西乃山攞落嚟嘅時
the
候咧，
first four reflected love to God,
原來頭四字就代表愛神，
and the last six reflected love to others.
而後邊六條就代表愛人。
God gave it to the people of Israel because they needed to learn what is right from what is wrong.
原來上帝俾以色列人要讓佢哋知道咩叫啱，咩叫唔啱。
For 400 years, they had been in Egypt under the Egyptian gods, and so they were confused. They didn't know what was right and
原
what
來
was wrong.
當時佢哋係喺埃及住裏邊咧，佢就喺埃及神嘅影響之下，佢哋唔知道咩叫啱同埋唔啱。
And God gave him the commandments as a result of his grace and his love for his
原
people.
來上帝點會俾佢哋？因為佢愛佢哋啊嘛。
The verse before the first commandment says, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the house of bondage.
原來就喺十誡之前，佢就話：我是耶和華你嘅上帝，曾將你從為奴之家領出嚟。
I saved you, God said.
上帝話：我救你啊，
I rescued you.
我拯救你啊嘛。
Now I'm going to teach you how to live.
而家我要教你點樣活下去。
Here they are, the Ten Commandments.
好啦，我哋睇睇個內
You
容。
shall have no other gods before
佢話
me.
第一條，除了我以外，你不有別的
That's
神。
number one.
呢個第一條。
Sometimes social media is more of a God to us than God himself.
而家我哋今日見到大眾媒介，佢哋好似係我哋嘅神多過
Sometimes
神係我哋嘅神。
sports is more a God to us than God
有
himself.
陣時我哋見到啲運動咧變成我哋嘅神喎。
Whatever you consider to be essential in your life, which is not God, that is the God you replace them with.
所以咧，如果我哋生命裏邊咧，除咗神你唔當係神，而當其他嘢係神咧，嗰個就變咗你神啦。
That's why he says, you shall have no other gods before me.
所以呢個上帝提醒我，除了我以外，你不可有
Put
別
me
的神。
first, he says.
佢話一定以我做中心先。
Number two, you shall not make for yourself a carved image. You shall not bow down to them.
佢第二個就不可為自己雕刻偶像，不可跪拜那些像。
We'll talk about this commandment in a few nights.
我哋以後會繼續講呢個十
Number
誡。
three, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain.
第三，不可妄稱耶和華你上帝的名。
Number four, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
佢話第四咧就係當紀念安息日，守為聖日。
6 days you shall labor and do all your work.
佢話6日要勞碌作你一切的工。
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God.
佢話但第七日係第七日要向耶和華你上帝當守的安息日。
It doesn't say the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Seventh-day Adventists.
佢冇話第七日就係基督復臨安息日會嘅第七日。
It says the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God.
然後佢話第七日係耶和華你當守嘅日子，唔係
Commandment
淨係
number
我哋安息日
5,
會。
honor your father and your mother.
跟住啦，當孝敬你父母。
Number 6, you shall not murder.
第六就不可殺人。
Number 7, you shall not commit
第
adultery.
七不可奸淫。
Number 8, you shall not steal.
第八不可偷盜。
Number 9, you shall not bear false witness against your
第
neighbor.
九不可作假見證陷害人。
And number 10, you shall not covet your neighbor's house, your neighbor's wife, your neighbor's possessions, nor anything that is your neighbor's.
跟住咧就第十條，不可貪戀人的房子、妻子、所有嘅財物，你鄰居同埋一切所有嘅。
Deuteronomy 5:29 says, Oh, that they had such a heart in them, that they would fear me and always keep all my
佢話
commandments,
申命記5章29節，
that it might be well with them and with their children forever.
惟願他們存這樣的心，敬畏我，常遵守我一切的誡命，使他和他們的子孫永遠得福。
Honoring the commandments is a good thing for every one of us.
原來我哋遵守神嘅誡命係對每一個人嚟都係一個福氣，
It will make our lives better.
會令到我哋生命更加豐盛。
It will be a blessing to us.
呢個會變成我哋對其他人嘅
That's
祝福。
why God gave us the commandments.
就係因為咁樣，上帝俾我哋嘅十
Because
誡，
He loves us. He cares for us.
因為上帝愛我哋、關心我哋啊嘛。
Psalm says, all His precepts are sure, they stand fast forever and ever.
原來他的訓詞是確實永遠堅定的。
So these 10 commandments are not temporary, they are forever.
呢個嘅誡命唔係短暫嘅，係永
They were
遠
not
嘅。
just for the Jews in the past, they are for anyone who follows
佢
God.
咪就係為咗過去嘅以色列人、猶太人，而係亦都為我哋今日啦。
He has commanded His covenant forever.
他命定他的約，直到永遠。
What does God's law have to do with God's last day people? Last question.
最後邊個問題就係上帝律法同末世嘅子人有咩關係啊？
In about 3 days, we will see that we're living in the very last days of history.
再過去3日之後咧，我哋講到原來我哋就係末世嘅子民啊！
And as such, we can call ourselves last day people.
所以我哋可以稱我哋自己係末世的子民。
Does God's law have a role to play in with last day people?
上帝嘅律法同末世嘅子民有冇咩關係呢？
Yes, it does. Revelation 12:17.
我哋睇啟示錄12章17節又講到係啊。
And the dragon was enraged with the woman that represents the church, and he went to make war with the rest of her offspring who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
呢度龍向婦人呢個代表教會啦，發怒要與他其餘的兒女爭戰。這兒女就是那守上帝的誡命和耶穌作見證的。
So the last day people are identified as those who keep the commandments of God.
所以末日的兒女點樣知呢？原來佢哋就係守上帝嘅誡命嘅。
And here's another text having to do with last day people.
好啦，呢個亦都講到末世嘅兒女又點講呢？啟示錄
Revelation 14:12.
14章12節。
Here is the patience of the saints, those who keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
呢度就講到聖徒的忍耐就指他們是守上帝的誡命和耶穌真道的。
Well, if you are an honest follower of Jesus,
如果你係忠心上帝嘅跟從者，
you belong to the last day people,
你係屬於末日嘅上帝嘅子民，而
and you want to keep his commandments.
你係願意係遵守神嘅誡命。
Because God's last day people keep his
因為呢
commandments.
度講到末日嘅上帝嘅兒女係守誡命
And
嘅，
that's the difference between God's true last day people and the people who pretend or who appear to follow God.
呢個呢就係有可以讓我哋分別，有啲係表面上睇嚟跟從上帝，而有啲係真真正正係上帝末日嘅兒女。
The very last chapter in Revelation says, "Blessed are those who do his commandments,
原來喺啟示錄最後一章裏邊話，那些行他誡命的人有福了，
that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the holy city."
他們可得權柄，能到生命樹那裏，也能從門進城。
So those who will enter into the holy city in heaven will be those who keep God's commandments.
原來嗰啲能夠進入上帝嘅城裏邊，就係守上帝嘅誡命嘅。
That's why we're told in Hebrew what God says, "This is the covenant that I will make," says the Lord, "in the last days.
主又說：我所立的約乃是這樣。
I will put my laws in their mind and write them on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people."
希伯來書就繼續咁講，佢話我要將我的律法放在他們裏面，寫在他們心上。我要做他們的上帝，他們要作我的子民。
God does not want us to keep the law externally.
上帝唔願意我哋喺外表上面守佢律法，
God wants to write that law in our hearts.
上帝願意係將我哋心裏邊係寫上佢嘅律
So
法。
when we obey Him, when we trust Him, it is out of our hearts. It's because we want to.
原來我哋係服從佢係由心而發嘅，
It's because it becomes second nature to us.
因為呢個變成我哋第二本性啦。
And that is His desire for each of
呢個
each
就係
of us.
神對我哋每一個人嘅期望。
Remember, grace empowers obedience.
記住，恩典係促使我哋順從。